in the midst of an environment of conflict. So, first and foremost, we must speak to the self-interest of each side. Because if any smell is given to you're doing it for the benefit of the other, of the enemy, then you're not going to succeed. There's no generosity in the midst of conflict. There's hatred, there's animosity, there's mistrust. If you can't speak to self-interest, in fact, the whole activity must be designed in a manner that enables, at every level, from youth to school teachers, to school principals, to mayors, to parliamentarians, if they can't defend themselves in a manner that speaks to the self-interest at the community level, at the regional, at the national level, then they're going to be shut down, because there is a strong, it might be a minority, but it's a very vocal minority of individuals on all sides that are loud and vocal and object to cooperation, that see any type of cooperation, even if it's a cooperation that advances self and mutual interest, as must be advancing the interest of the enemy, because you're either naive or you simply work for the other side. You're a hater of your own tribe, of your own community. So these are important lessons that took us time to understand. One of the lessons in order to help open the door was that when we work even at the community level, so we work in a dozen different communities in Israel, in Palestine, in Jordan, sending staff from Tel Aviv or Bethlehem or Amman from our head offices to work in the communities also is not effective. It needs to be people that grew up in that community, that went to school in that community, whose family has relationships in that community. You must come with a minimum level of trust to crack that door open. These are the real leaders. These are individuals in the community that are taken by a broader vision and are willing to stand up and to open that door a little bit more every day, a little bit further, creating more allies, preaching the self-interest of why, educating, a lot of education, a lot of breaking down of stereotypes, of understanding your own, in our case, water reality, and your neighbour's water reality, and the interconnected nature of that water reality that makes cooperation, not a gift, but a necessity for you, for your community. We've witnessed firsthand that building trust on the water issue has implications way beyond water. So we have two communities in our Good Water Neighbours project that started their relationship over shared waters. The communities of West Bethlehem on the Palestinian side, Mate Yehuda, particularly Tzur Hadassah on the Israeli side. That relationship started about understanding the shared nature of water resources, but it went way beyond. So there was an effort to develop and market peace vegetables grown on the Palestinian side that were marketed on the Israeli side as helping the economy of your neighbor. Later that developed in an effort to stop the separation barrier, which we're still in court. We're still in the High Court over, and residents from both sides are highly active. In fact, they're petitioners to the High Court of Israel to stop that separation barrier being built. There are water implications of the barrier, but of course the barrier is far more than water. it's a symbol of divide. It impacts the economic opportunities, and it's an impediment to interaction between communities. So we found at many levels, at the institutional level. Again, this is still on the water front, but very much due to our efforts on towards the rehabilitation of the River Jordan. The governments of Israel and Jordan created a subcommittee as part of their joint water committee, specific towards the rehabilitation of the Jordan. That's an institutional change that took place because of bottom up, because of a constituency call that has led to leadership. We're currently undertaking a master plan of the whole Jordan Valley, from the Sea of Galilee all the way to the Dead Sea, which is much more than water. It's talking about population, new cities, new economic opportunities, the creation of peace parks, further cross-border tourism development. So the trust created, and I think water is just a mechanism, it's just a means. There are so many other means where you can create initial trust and then build on that trust to have a much broader impact. The notion for the last 20 years that we don't agree on anything until we agree on everything is a failed notion. For 20 years, for the last 20 years, we haven't been able to agree on anything because the premise is that we have to agree on everything. And therefore, even though water issues are completely solvable today, and we can get to a fair resolution on the Israeli-Palestinian front of water resource issues, we're not doing it because the mindset of the political leadership is a shuk, is a market. I'm not going to give until I get something very clear in return, and broadening the outlook that if we can reach an agreement on something that is in the interest of both of our peoples today, let's do that. It shows that something else is possible, that we can reach an agreement on one thing. We can start building trust over one issue, which we believe helps create the constituency that creates the leadership to advance on the other issues. First and foremost, you can't do anything of value alone. You have to build relationships. You must build partnerships. You must involve all the parties that you want to see the solution to be part of. You need to involve right from the beginning all of those that are sort of part of the problem in your effort to find the solution. And you must do it with compassion, with a willingness to listen and to try and stand in their shoes and see it from their perspective, even if you don't agree with everything that you're hearing, or the narrative that you're hearing. Simply allowing them to see that you're making that effort helps to change mindsets, helps to promote understanding, helps to build trust. I think again it's a dynamic effort of constantly widening the circle of partners, of deepening the sense of trust in order to advance a common vision. It's a long-term effort to turn that around step by step, but with absolute humility but determination.
Wow.